Hey everybody, welcome back. Welcome back to the reseller apocalypse that we are all experiencing. We're trying to get through, and if you're still here and you're still watching this sort of content, then you're probably doing enough to get by for now. Today, what we're going to focus on is getting caught up with some what solds. I'm going to talk about a few things sprinkled in. The first thing is algorithms. I was thinking, I took some notes. I watch things periodically these days. I'm really still kind of taking a break from a lot of reseller content just because I need to focus on my business. And when I'm not, I kind of like to relax. It's been a long 10, 11 months. We're coming up on the year of D-Day in the reselling community, April 1st, give or take a week. And it's been a struggle mentally. I was doing my, I'm working on my taxes, and I was watching Darth Thrifter's video the other day, and he was talking about how many items he sold last year. So it got me thinking, how many items have I sold this year? So I looked, in between the two stores, I sold 2,012 items. Then that got me thinking, how many items did I sell in 2022? To my surprise, I sold 1,750 around items. So I actually sold, 12, 13% more items last year, which to me was a little surprising. And the other thing is that I found a little surprising was when I was looking at my selling costs. Now I do my shipping off of eBay. So this number of selling costs that I'm going to give you is just what eBay takes, but I also charge for shipping. So, if I'm charging for shipping and then I'm buying shipping outside of eBay, it's almost a wash. Now there's sometimes where I make a little bit of money on shipping, and then there's sometimes when I lose a little bit of money on shipping. So it all averages out. So I was surprised to find that my shipping fee, my selling fees on eBay in 2023 was 16.5%. I'm okay with that. And the reason I'm surprised is I know I'm promoting more than I ever have, because before I was always strictly just the minimum. I've never gone above 6.1%, and I think right now I'm at 4.5% and 5.1%. I think that's where I'm at. For no particular reason. I feel like most of us, we determine what we promote at based on how many sales we've had over the last couple days. Our promoted listings are a direct result of, again, what our current sales are. That's what I believe. So yeah, I'm okay with 16.5% selling fees on eBay. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see next year what it's like in the new eBay, we'll just call it. But algorithms. Man, if I never heard that word again, I would be okay. And what I mean by algorithms is, I was thinking about, YouTube. There's the YouTube algorithm. There's the eBay algorithm. There's the Amazon algorithm. And I'm going to talk a little bit about, I want to show you guys something on Amazon. I want to talk a little bit about Amazon. I did used to sell on Amazon, and I'll tell you about my experience that'll tie in with what I'm going to show you when I turn the camera around. But algorithms, it looks like they're just going to be the way of the future. And me personally, I'm quite tired of, hearing about algorithms, hearing about ways to beat the algorithm, feeling resentful of how the algorithm is maybe mistreating us in a way. Because I personally am not doing any more, right now, I'm not doing any more full eBay store resets. I believe they've been neutralized by eBay. I don't have any concrete facts of that. I just don't see the reaction that we used to see months ago. And again, Darth got me thinking about that when he was talking about how he still does the reset, and his impressions and views goes up, but it doesn't translate into sales. And I completely agree. Jack completely agrees. eBay did something. They changed something. I don't know if it wouldn't be hard to do. It could be something as simple as if an eBay user resets X amount of items, X percentage of his total listings, then maybe they just get, trash views or no view or some views, but somehow we don't get sales. It doesn't make sense when we know what the reset used to be and what it does now. And so what I've been doing personally, and I think I mentioned this in a previous video, but I think it's worth emphasizing, is I look at my traffic at a couple times during the day. One, within a few hours of waking up, and I kind of see where it's at. I kind of know what a baseline is, or rather, I know what the baseline is that I want it to be at. And if it's not getting there, what I'll do is I'll do 3 rounds of reset, meaning 1 round, 200 listings. So I'll do 3 rounds of resets, and then just let that go. And then later on in the evening, I'll check it again, and maybe I'll do 2 or 3 more rounds then. And I've been doing that. So like sometimes it's just 1 round, one time of the day I'll do 3 rounds, sometimes twice a day. And that seems to be giving me the same amount of work versus doing it once every 3 or once every 4 days. It's almost like if you do just a little bit, so I'm resetting anywhere from 600 to 1,000 listings a day on each store. Sometimes nothing. Sometimes I don't. Sometimes I just get busy. Sometimes I'll do it on one store and not the other. It really depends on the order flow and whatnot. But and I had been doing that for like a week. And I think on Maria's store, I think a normal day is like 250 page views is what I've been kind of trying to keep it at. And you can kind of, like I said, you can kind of manipulate that by doing like a couple rounds spread out through the day. And then yesterday I was like, okay, I'm just going to do a full reset and kind of see what it does. It barely bumped up my, it bumped up my impressions. It barely bumped up my page views. And I didn't really get any kind of bump in the ability to send offers to watchers. I didn't get a bump in sales. So I'm just like, yeah, like I had my suspicions. Jack has had his suspicions. So my only conclusion is eBay has changed something, which is very anti-business. It is very anti-seller, because when you look at the results of what it was doing before, it was bringing in sales for sellers, which is bringing in money for eBay. And if they did change something, it's just another reminder of how they want to have their hand around our throats at all times, controlling every aspect of our traffic flow, our sales. I mean, if you think about it, do you not pretty much, if you do no resets, do you not pretty much get the same amount of traffic every day, month in and month out, give or take 10%? Are your sales not completely pretty much the same month in, month out, plus or minus 10%? How is that? How is that even remotely possible in a free capitalistic society? It's I don't know. It seems impossible to me. But algorithms are, I don't know. Like, I've been watching all these YouTube videos about people who have been quitting YouTube, you know, and we hear a lot of people quitting eBay. But I think the one takeaway from all of this is just another reminder that you can't have all your eggs in eBay. You can't have all your eggs in YouTube. You can't have all your eggs in anything that an algorithm is behind, is running the show. If an algorithm is running the show, it doesn't matter how good the good times are, you have to know that things can change on a dime. And the only way to protect ourselves is through diversification. And that can look completely different for so many people. Maybe it's not even being a full-time reseller, right? Maybe it's being a part-time reseller and doing something else that you're passionate about that's offline. That would be a very good diversification. If you do want to be a full-time reseller, you have to be selling on multiple platforms. You have to. I mean, we've heard horror stories from Etsy resellers over this year. You know, if you're in Posh and you were in the UK, you're not in Posh anymore. Same thing with Australia. It's just like, you know, the reselling job, I guess, it is so uncertain. And then when you add in these algorithms, it's dangerous. It's dangerous. It's not going away. And it's just a reminder that we have to continue to always be diversifying. I mean, it's not even a matter of, oh, I don't really want to, it's going to be more work, or I don't really want to because I really believe eBay is the best. It doesn't matter if eBay has the best traffic, and they don't. I mean, Amazon does. But it doesn't matter if eBay is the best reselling platform out there, if they have the most users. It doesn't matter, because if they're not showing your items, it doesn't matter. So what diversification looks like for me is, the other day, I was going to make a video, I think 2 days ago, and I just got busy. But the other day I had some eBay sales, I had some sales on Hip Comics, I had some local sales, and I did some press work, some comic pressing. For those of you who don't know, I do pressing for local dealers. So I got income from 4 sources that day. And I remember eBay was particularly slow that day. So Hip, local sales, and pressing. Like, that is what true diversification looks like. I think yesterday I had sales on eBay and some nice local sales. I think I did, I think it was yesterday or the day before. I can't remember because the days just kind of blend in together. So I did like 185 on eBay and 105 or 110-ish local. I'd sold 3 things. They were like, what did I sell? I sold some kids' helmets. I sold, well, I can't even remember. Yeah, I haven't been keeping up and sharing the local sales that I have, because I know that I've been so behind doing eBay sales. So I'm gonna flip the camera around here, and then I'm gonna start with an Amazon story. So I used to sell on Amazon. And, you know, the last video, or maybe it was 2 videos ago, you know, we were talking about, you know, things that eBay are, habits and things that eBay are adopting or seem to be adopting from tactics that they're adopting from Amazon and Walmart. And where was I going with this? Yes. They're doing things to sellers, and they don't even have the traffic They don't even have the same things to offer that Amazon has to offer for its sellers. For example, I used to sell on Amazon. I didn't like it. I didn't like it for one reason. They took 30% roughly, and this was back in like 2016. So I don't know what they take now. They took about 30%, no matter what the price was. So, and they determined what you charged for shipping and handling, and I didn't like that. But there were instances where, for example, when Prince passed away, I had these Batgirl comics. They were an homage to Prince's Purple Rain. Batgirl was on, wait, was it Batgirl on the cover or was Prince on the cover? I can't even remember. Anyhow, it was a Prince homage, and I had like 12 copies of these things because I knew that they were gonna do well eventually. There's always gonna be a Prince fan. Homage covers are always kind of, you know, they're always popular if they're done nicely. And I remember them like, so I had a whole bunch of them, and I sold like one right away, and then I raised the price, and then I sold another. So I think I was getting like 25, maybe 20, 25, 30. I kept raising the price every time I sold one. Now, I noticed I had sold one on Amazon, and then I looked to see what the prices were for those things, and I noticed that the prices on Amazon were far higher than they were on eBay. So I was like, okay, you know, let me list another one. But let me list it at like, I think I might have sold some for as high as $50 or $60 on Amazon that day. Same comic, but it was selling for maybe 40% higher, maybe even more in some cases on Amazon. So I was okay paying like the 30% if I'm getting X amount more than what they're selling for on eBay. So I'm going to show you something. I'll explain it to you, and then I'll show you. I had these two little Funko Pop keychains. They're like mini keychains. I had two of them listed on eBay, and I think they were like $18. And somebody had made me an offer for $14 for two of them. And I couldn't find them. I was actually gonna sell them for that price. I was gonna accept the offer, but I couldn't find them. And then, so I canceled the order. And so, and I had two things that day that I just couldn't find. So I ended up finding there was a Abu, the little monkey, the keychains. I did find them. So I was getting ready to relist them, and I was like, okay, let me just comp these out and see what they're selling for on eBay. And there was some out there for $15, $25. I just now noticed there's one here, $7 from China. I don't know how that's possible. But anyhow, so I was like, okay, you know what? $14, I'm not going to sell them both for $14. And then for some reason, I was like, what are these selling for on Amazon? And I went and I looked. $43 plus $8 shipping and handling. That shipping and handling is a quote to Vancouver. I don't know if it would be the same. It's recognizing my IP. But the point of this matter is, I was going to sell two of them for $14. And they're selling for $43 on Amazon. Like, I don't know if they're actually selling, because I don't know how to look at closed sales on Amazon. I don't know if you can even do that. If anybody is familiar with that and they want to share how to do that, that would be cool. But I mean, as long as it's easy to do. But my point here is that eBay cannot expect to charge its users, us sellers, the fees that it seems like they're wanting to charge us, when what they're offering is the same service, but it's actually worse, right? It's actually a worse service than it was pre-April because the search is messed up. I mean, some people say that the search is exactly the way eBay wants it. I don't know how or why that would be, given how dysfunctional the search is, but maybe this is exactly the way they want it. I'm kind of over trying to figure out things with eBay to some degree. Like I'm tired of all the games that they seem to be, you know, playing with sellers. But eBay, in my opinion, is missing a tremendous opportunity. I mean, if you can go out and people could buy these things for significantly cheaper than what they can buy on Amazon, what does that say about the faith and the trust that people either A, have in eBay, or the lack of awareness that people have that they can buy these kinds of things on eBay? Because eBay, you know, short of that lost Super Bowl commercial that Darth recently discovered, definitely check that out on his channel, Darth Thrifter. It was hilarious. Hilarious and also a little triggering, I think, if you're an eBay reseller. But yeah, the lack of advertising that they, I mean, you got Temu that probably spent, I mean, I was listening to my Minnesota Viking podcast, and they were talking about the Temu, how many ads they saw. So I watched the Super Bowl online, so I don't know if I was seeing all the commercials that everyone else was seeing, but I probably saw Temu do like at least 4 or 5 commercials. And then I was wondering, are they just reusing them? And then somebody said that they, on that Viking podcast that I was watching, they said they saw at least 7. So how much money did this company spend on advertising versus what eBay, you know, eBay's not spending anything on advertising. So I thought that was interesting and sad at the same time. I wanted to ask the audience something before. I don't want to wait till the end of the video because I know some people don't watch all the way through. And you know what? If you like this kind of content, and I normally do this at the end as well, but if you're still watching, feed that YouTube algorithm. It helps me out. I really would appreciate that. And I know that there's lots of you out there that watch my videos and aren't subscribed, so please consider doing so. Picked up these Vans, all right, at a garage sale, and I've never seen a pair of shoes that has a tag on the outside. The lady that I bought them from, and they're practically brand new. I mean, they look brand new. She said that they were some sort of prototype. Size 5.5. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm worried to sell them on eBay. Has anybody ever seen a pair of Vans that have had a shoe tag on the outside of the shoe? Any information, any guesses as to what these are? Do you think they're safe to sell on eBay? I know Maria's trying to get me to just give them to her because they're her size, and I may just end up doing that. But I'm just wondering, like, are they super valuable? Are they not valuable at all? So I don't know. Anybody? Bueller. And then, oh, the other thing I wanted to share with you guys. I just learned this yesterday, and I don't know if I'm gonna be able to show it to you. So, many of you know that I sell on Facebook Marketplace. Now, the thing about, like, you know, any platforms, you know, we gotta do resets, or we gotta do end and sell similar every once in a while on eBay to kind of refresh our items. You have to do the same thing on Facebook. You either have to renew your listings, or you have to delete and relist. And yeah, you just have to do this every, I don't know, I don't even know how many days, or like maybe it's once a week, each listing, I don't know. But the nice thing about Marketplace versus Craigslist is you can kind of do bulk renews and delete and relist. But here's what so you can do 20 at a time. But here's what I just learned yesterday, which makes my job even easier, so I'm going to show you. So here is where you click listings to delete and relist. So you click that and then they'll all show up. Then what you do is you select all. Now, for some reason this time it selected 45 listings. If you select all again, okay, it didn't do it this time, so I don't really know what to make of it. Sometimes it will only let you do 20 at a time, and maybe it's, I don't know. I don't have any more to do to show you, but if you click that button, select, and then you click it again, it will select 10 more, and then if you click it again, it'll select another 10. So sometimes it will let you do 40 at a time, even though this time it just showed you that it did 45, which I don't know why it did that. But, so before I would do 20 at a time, and then I would have to kind of like wait a little bit and then select another 20 at a time. So give that a try. If you sell on Facebook Marketplace and you have a lot of listings, hit that select button a couple times. It will select more. It'll save me time. And I just wanted to pass that little tip on, that I just kind of randomly, accidentally hit it again and noticed that it had selected more. So I was like, oh man, this is great. Because now I don't have, anytime we can cut down on the, mundane, it's not data entry, but it feels like it's that same kind of work. All right, I'm going to flip this around. I'm going to show you what I was talking about on Amazon, the 2 listings, and then we're going to go into some what solds. All right, so here on Amazon, $42.99, and you can see what people are asking for on eBay. That's my listing right there, 2 at $34.97, and I know that's going to get sucked into like a 10 to 15% off sale, so it'll end up being right around 30 bucks, and I feel like that's about in line for 2 of them brand new. All right, so let's scroll down, and I believe this is where I last left off, this Nova Scotia patch. All right, I got my list here. No, that's not where we left off. We left off here, the Sierra Nevada patch. That sold for $19 shipped. This guy bought, maybe it was up here, Nova Scotia. Yeah, I think we talked about these. So this Nova Scotia patch, this one sold for $20, including shipping. The brownie sold for $17 shipped. This Harry Potter hat sold for $20 shipped. This IKEA high chair cover sold for $15 shipped. These Hello Kitty keychains right there. That's what they look close up. Man, I cannot remember where I bought these, but I think they were like attached to something that I ended up throwing that away, and I just figured these would sell. So these sold for $16, including shipping. This Astro Boy mouse pad, for some reason it's not showing up in the what sold. This one sold for, I had these listed individually, so I had them like a multi-quantity listing, and people could pick which one they wanted. And at this point, I just decided, you know what, I'm just gonna lot them up. And so I think I don't even remember what I was asking, but I ended up selling all 5 of them for $45 shipped. There's the Harry Potter hat. Nothing special about that. This Quicksilver wallet sold for $21. Shipping, it's camouflaged. This was not brand new. I had a little bit of wear, but I've had good luck selling Quicksilver wallets. This Alien and Predators 1 and 2. This sold for this sold for $12, but this is actually part, and that includes the shipping, because this was actually an upsell of a few large lots that were on my other store that you're not going to get to see those today, because I'm going to break up these what sold to get everyone caught up. I'm going to break them up into 2 videos. But yeah, so he basically just added these 2. The Big O, that's a manga. I think it's this DVD is based on a manga series. This sold for $20, including shipping. These Dragon Ball things that I bought, I don't even know. They're super unique. They were like an inch. That's how big they are. I couldn't find anything on these. I just thought they were cool. There's always going to be a Dragon Ball collector, and these sold for $34, including shipping. This Killer Be Killed set sold for $16 shipped. This Creep Show, I was always a big fan of Creep Show. It's just super awesome looking cover. That sold for $12 shipped. Now, this actually was this was returned to me months and months ago. Like it had been stuck in. I have an address down in the States. It had been stuck down there, and I don't know what happened to the original order, but it came back to me, and I ended up reselling it. But it had some creases on the back. It was not. Let's just say it was not near mint. Avon, some sort of cellulite treatment. That sold for $19 shipped. These Five Nights at Freddy's, this was a really good score. I don't know if you remember, I sold 2 packages with a kind of like a giveaway keychain. I want to say I sold those for like $60 or $65 a few weeks back. And then I had so I bought all of these from the last con that I went to, and it was a pretty bad show. Like there really wasn't that many things to buy there. And this guy was selling these little, Five Nights at Freddy's things for about $3 each. And I bought there were 6 of them total. So I had one complete set, and then I wanted to sell what was left over first, to kind of get an idea of where the pricing was. I didn't want to list the set first and then undersell it and then be left with just 2 random ones. I kind of wanted to. Some people want to get their money back right away, but I wanted to find out what the value of these were, because the price was all over the map. But I ended up selling these 4. I accepted an offer. I think I had them listed for $150. And I got $120 plus $6 shipping and handling of these. So this was a really good score. And, the reason they caught my eye at the con was I knew that the movie had just come out. I knew that the movie was, I guess you would call it, was successful. And so I figured, now is the time to pick something up like this. And sometimes, when I go to a comic show and there's just not that many deals to be had on comics, I will start looking at what other types of products that the vendors have, to kind of see, where else I can make this trip worthwhile. So I'd say, I was all in on those 4 for $12, and they sold for $120. So that's a good deal. This Audi patch, that one sold for $13 shipped. This Domu, this character, sometimes it's Domu, D-O-M-O, or this, I'm not even, Domokun. This sold for $28, including shipping. It's just a cool little wallet. It had a little bit of wear, but yeah, I didn't really pay that much for that. This Calgary patch sold for $15, including shipping. This CD, this was a European purchased this, sent him the invoice, he never paid. So I literally just relisted this today, but it would have sold for, I want to say $12, and then the shipping, maybe the shipping was too high, but the shipping, for some reason, going to, maybe he lived in a remote area of the UK, but the shipping, it ended up being like $15, which, I mean, eBay probably would have charged more than that, but anyhow, this Datsun button sold for $18 shipped, and it sold within 1 or 2 days. I was surprised, but not surprised, because for some reason Datsun stuff seems to sell very quickly. This Funko Mickey sold for $31, including shipping. It's of the Sorcerer. The Steel Drum Island sold for $14, including shipping. There were some of these Canadian Fitness participation badges. So what happened, the guy only wanted this one, and this one. I ended up selling just those 3 for $14, including shipping. And then this Peanuts keychain that sold for $12, including shipping. And then the one sale that I've had on the store today was this mascot. This sold for $62, including shipping going to Canada. All right, so I'm gonna wrap this video up. It's gonna be a short one compared to my normal videos. I do believe I found the culprit that was taking up all my data, or my storage on my phone, that was giving me so many problems when uploading. I guess for people who create content, if you use iMovie, it seems to retain a whole bunch. So like 30 gigs of my phone was iMovie, and like 45 gigs of my phone was on the YouTube app, which that doesn't make any sense to me. I don't know why it was actually keeping all that data in. So I just deleted iMovie, deleted YouTube, and then reinstalled those apps, and all that room was freed up. Maybe if somebody who has more intelligence in this kind of things, why does those apps seem to retain that data? I don't really know, because we're basically taking a video and creating it, and then I always deleted it from iMovie. I don't know why it was still seems to be retaining some gigs. And then when I had an upload, for YouTube, I just uploaded it right onto YouTube. I don't know why the app seemed to be retaining that. So, sorry, I don't know who else to ask, guys. Like, I'm always amazed and impressed with the knowledge base that you guys have that I don't have. I'm just a guy who talks about what I do. And I share my experiences. Let me know how your guys, your sales are. And are you finding the reset to be ineffective? And, you know, maybe it's just ineffective now, but to me, it feels like something has been deliberately changed or altered from eBay's side. It's the only explanation that I can think of as to why ending and selling similar doesn't seem to be yielding the same results that it did, especially when you did the whole store. Like, it was night and day before. Now it's like, I'm not going to take the time. And on some level, I'm glad that I don't have to do the reset every 4 days, because I was doing it really every 2 days, because I was spreading out my 2 stores. But at the same time, and I never really liked having to do it. I still don't really like having to do, you know, a couple rounds a day, but that's way more manageable and less stressful than, but again, the bottom line is visibility with eBay. And it still feels like, I mean, some of the people that I speak to closely or we message back and forth, I know for a fact some people seem to be getting destroyed right now. So I'd like to hear some feedback from you guys. Are you doing better in 2024 than you were in 2023? Do you seem to notice a dramatic downsizing of your sales since the first of the year? And then I would also be interested to know, are you cross-listing? And if so, where are you cross-listing, right? Let's pretend that somebody from eBay was watching this video. Now let's use this as an opportunity to show them, like, yeah, I am cross-listing on other sites because eBay, there's something fundamentally wrong, either A, wrong with our website, or B, intentionally shenanigans that are going on because they want us to promote higher and, things of that nature. So with that being said, guys, thanks for watching. I appreciate all of you guys. You have a great day. We will talk to you guys soon.